Hi all, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up model context protocol servers in an n8n workflow. Check out the links in the description. Model context protocol is not completely new, as we can see from this news article from Anthropic, which was released in November 2024. Anthropic introduced this as an open source protocol, but recently it started getting a lot of traction. Here we can refer to the general architecture diagram. It mainly consists of these components. We have the MCP hosts, programs like Cloud Desktop or AI tools that want to access data through MCP. This is the host with MCP client. Then we have this MCP servers, which are lightweight programs. Here we have MCP server A, server B, server C that run different programs. These servers expose specific capabilities through the standardized model context protocol. Then we have this local data sources, which can be the computer's files, databases and services that MCP servers can securely access. The MCP server can also access external systems over the internet through APIs. As we can see, the MCP follows a client-server architecture where a host application can connect to multiple servers. Keep in mind that what we are going to build works only on self-hosted n8n instance. You cannot run this workflow on n8n cloud, as you will not be able to install MCP community node on n8n cloud. Now that we have a basic understanding of MCP, let us walk through a small demo. Here you can see I set up two simple MCP servers. One is Firecrawl MCP and the other one is Brave Search MCP. First we will see how they work, and later on we will build them from scratch in our n8n workflow. The first one is the Firecrawl MCP server. I will explain briefly about Firecrawl. Here is the firecrawl.dev website. Firecrawl is an advanced web scraping and crawling API designed to convert web pages into clean, structured data formats suitable for AI applications like ChatGPT. It will turn any website into LLM ready data. The MCP server we connected here will give us the access to all the tools and resources available with Firecrawl. First, let us find out what tools are available with Firecrawl MCP server. Click on this open chat button. I typed what tools are available in the chat window and press enter. We can see the workflow is running, and here we got the output. It says the following tools are available for use: Firecrawl Scrape, Firecrawl Map, Firecrawl Crawl, Firecrawl Batch Scrape. It is listing all the tools that are available along with the description of the tool. Let us compare the output produced here and list of tools mentioned on the MCP server page. Let us go to the GitHub page for the MCP servers. Here I am on the servers page. Let us find the Firecrawl page here. Then click on this Firecrawl link. Now it will open up the Firecrawl MCP server. Scroll down and here we see all the documentation about the Firecrawl MCP server. Here it is listing the available tools: Firecrawl Scrape, Firecrawl Batch Scrape, Firecrawl Check Batch Status, Firecrawl Search. We can see those names match with the names that it has provided here. We can also click on the tool here and examine its output. We can see here it gives the tool name and then the description of the tool and also schema details of the tool. We can scroll down to find more tools and their descriptions and their schemas. Click on this back to canvas button. Now let us ask Firecrawl to scrape a website and see if it can scrape it successfully. I typed in here asking it to scrape my own website, findbestsolution.tech, and hit enter. We can see the workflow is running. We can see it is executing the tool now. We see the message node executed successfully, and we got this message: the scraping of the web page from findbestsolution.tech was successful. Here is a summary of the content extracted. Let me make this bigger. Here it is giving the website title and information. It has listed the information that is from the home page. What happened here is that first it executed the tool to list tools that are available, and then it selected the right tool to execute based on the information we provided in the chat. Let us click on the list tools node here. These are the tools that it listed out. Click on back to canvas. Now let us click on the execute tool and examine the output. We can see it selected firecrawl underscore scrape tool automatically without us telling anything about which tool to use for scraping the website. This is the main benefit of using the MCP server technology, which is smart enough to know what tools are available on the server and then decide which tool to execute based on the input information provided. Click on the back to canvas button. Now let us look at the Brave Search MCP server. If you are not already familiar with Brave Search is a privacy focused search engine developed by Brave. It is designed to provide unbiased, independent search results without tracking users. Unlike Google or Bing, it doesn't rely on big tech indexes but instead uses its own web index to deliver results. Here the Brave Search MCP server integrates the Brave Search API, providing both web and local search capabilities. Let us test it out now. We will disconnect the chat node from Firecrawl MCP server and connect it to Brave Search MCP server. Let me pull it close to the AI agent. This MCP server will work similarly to the Firecrawl MCP server. Let us open the chat and type in what tools are available to find the list of tools available on the Brave Search MCP server. I typed in what tools are available and hit enter. We can see the workflow is running and it is executing the list tools node. Let me expand this, and then here we got the results. It is telling us these are the tools that are available. Brave Web Search, and here is the description, and then we have this Brave Local Search. So it is telling we have two tools available with this MCP server. Let us confirm this by checking the GitHub page for this MCP server. Once you are on the server's page, click on this Brave Search link. It will open up the details about the MCP server for Brave Search. Here it listed the tools which are Brave Web Search and Brave Local Search. This is the same output that we got in the n8n workflow. Now let us type in a question in the chat asking for latest news about Bangkok earthquake and hit enter. We can see the workflow executed successfully. Let me expand this to see the output. Here it is giving us the details about the Myanmar, Thailand earthquake. Latest news about that. We can see it selected the right tool to execute and provided us the output. Let us click on this list tool node and examine the output. Here it has listed the two tools that are available. Click on this back to canvas button. Now let us click on the execute tool node to see its output. We can see it has identified Brave Web Search as the tool it needs to use for the web search functionality, and it returned us the output from executing the web search tool. Click on this back to canvas button. We can see the MCP servers are working as expected with this demo. Now let us see how we can build this workflows from scratch. The first thing you need to do to use MCP servers is to install MCP community node on your n8n installation. I made a separate video on how to install MCP community node. You can refer to the video link in the description. Follow that video to install the community node. Once the community node is installed successfully, you will be able to see that under this community nodes option. You can see here it is showing the MCP community node here. The next step is to update the Docker Compose file to allow the use of the community node. To do that, locate your Docker Compose.yml file, which usually resides in your project directory. On my computer, the file is in the self-hosted AI starter kit directory where I installed the n8n instance. Open the Docker Compose.yml file in any text editor. Here I am using Notepad. Add this line under this environment section to set this environment variable to true. Then save your changes by clicking the save button. Then you will need to recreate the n8n container to update this environment variable. Open up the command prompt. You may need to navigate to the project directory. First run the command docker-compose space down. This command stops all running containers in the compose file, removes the containers and deletes networks created by the compose file. Then it should be followed by this command docker-compose up -d --build. This command will rebuild the images and then recreate the containers. After that, to verify whether the variable value is updated, go to your Docker desktop application, then go to your n8n container, then click on this exec tab and then paste this command and hit enter. We can see it is set to true value. Make sure it displays the value true here before you proceed with n8n workflows. Now we have all we need to start building the workflows. I have provided the n8n workflow template in the video description. You can follow along and build from scratch, or you can import the template and adjust it as needed. Let me show you how to import the template first and then we will start building from scratch. Once you are in your n8n workflows, click on this plus sign and then click on this workflow button. Then click on this three dots and select this import from file option. Then navigate to the directory where you downloaded the template file. Select the template file and click on this open button. You can see the template has been imported. Now we will build it from scratch. Click on this plus and then select the workflow option. Click on the plus sign here and type in AI agent in the search bar here and then select this AI agent node. Click on this back to canvas button. Let me move it to the left. Now click on this plus sign on the chat model component. We want to add a chat model here. Type in OpenAI here in the search bar and then select OpenAI chat model node. Here in the credential to connect with, you will enter your OpenAI credentials. Let me click this drop down box and select my OpenAI credentials. If you did not already create the OpenAI credential, you can refer to the video link in the description showing you how to create OpenAI credentials in n8n. In the model field, we have selected GPT-4o mini model. This model is least expensive with good performance. Click on the back to canvas button here. Now click on the plus sign in the tool component and then type in MCP in the search bar. Select this MCP client tool community node. You will see this symbol beside the community node. If you hover over this symbol, it will show you more description about this node. Here in the credential to connect with field, click on the drop down box and then select create new credential here. The way you need to create the credentials for MCP server is slightly different from the regular process you follow to create any credentials. We will need to refer to the MCP server documentation to complete these fields. Here I am on GitHub repository for MCP servers. I provided the link for this in the video description. Scroll down to find the Firecrawl server link and click on this link to open it up. Here you can see the documentation about this Firecrawl MCP server. You can refer to the running on Windsurf section to get the values for the required fields. We have npx in the command field. Here we are going to enter the same npx command in the n8n field. Let us go back to n8n workflow. Type in npx here, then switch back to GitHub repository page. Then we need to specify the argument field. We will enter these values without these quotes and separated by a space. You can see I entered -y space, then firecrawl -mcp. Then switch back to MCP server page. We'll also need to specify the Firecrawl API key in the environment field. We can create a free account in Firecrawl and get our API key. I will show you how to sign up for a Firecrawl account. Type in Firecrawl in Google search bar and hit enter. Then click on this link that says firecrawl.dev. Now click on this sign up button. You can choose any of these methods here to create an account. Then follow the prompts to finish account creation. Here I am logged into my Firecrawl account. Initially you will receive 500 credits. Then click on this API keys option on the left side here and then click on this create API key button. Provide any name here to your API key and click on this create button. We can see here the API key is created. Now click on this copy code button to copy the API key. Let us go back to n8n canvas and then paste the API key here in this field. Click on this expression button here. Then make sure you have this firecrawl_API_keyword then followed by equals sign and then paste your API key here. After pasting your API key, click on this save button. You will see a message saying credentials successfully created here. Then click on this X to close the window. In the tool description field, we have selected set automatically. In the operations field, make sure it is set to list tools option. You can also rename the node by clicking the pencil icon here, then typing in a new name and then click on this rename button. Now click on this back to canvas button. Once you are in the canvas, click on this three dots and select this duplicate option. Connect the tool here, then double click on this tool. Now click on this operation drop down box and select execute tool this time. In the tool name field, we need to specify which tool it should execute, and we want to determine the tool name dynamically based on the user input. Hence we will select fromAI function here and fill in the values here. Type in two curly brackets and then type in $fromAI, then give the parameters. I'm just saying select the tool to execute here. In the tool parameters, we will let the model define the parameters. So click this button to fill the field. It is telling the parameters are defined automatically by the model. We now completed the execute tool node configuration. Click on this back to canvas button. Then click on this save button once. Our workflow is successfully saved. In a similar way, let us build the AI agent for Brave Search MCP server. Right click anywhere in the canvas and then select add node. Then type in AI agent in the search bar and select this AI agent node. Click on this back to canvas button. Now click on this plus sign in the chat model component. Type in OpenAI and then select OpenAI chat model. Here in the credential to connect with, click on the drop down box and then select your OpenAI credentials that you already created for the previous AI agent. In the model field, we have selected GPT-4o mini model. Now click on this back to canvas button. Now click on the plus sign in the tool component and then type in MCP in the search bar. Select this MCP client tool node. Here in the credential to connect with field, click on this drop down box and then select create new credential option. Again, we will need to refer to the Brave Search MCP server documentation to complete these fields. Here I am on the GitHub repository for MCP servers. Find the Brave Search server link and click on it to open it up. Here you can see the documentation about this Brave Search MCP server. You can refer to the npx section to get the values for the required fields. Again, we have the npx in the command field here. So we are going to enter the same npx command in the n8n. Let us switch back to n8n workflow and enter npx here. Then we need to specify the arguments field. We will enter these values without quotes and separated by a space. Let us switch to n8n workflow and then paste the values here. We'll also need to specify the Brave Search API key in the environment field. I will show you how to obtain the API key if you don't already have one. Type in Brave Search API in the Google search bar and then hit enter. Then select this Brave Search API link. Once you are on this page, click on this sign up option. Provide your email details and follow the on-screen instructions to get your account created. Once your account is created, log in to Brave Search API. Here you can see I am logged into my Brave Search API web page. Then click on this subscriptions option here. You will need to subscribe for this free plan here. You will need to provide your credit card details, though you will not be charged anything for this free plan. Once you subscribe successfully, it will show as subscribed here. After that, select the API keys option here. Then click on this add API key button here. Type in any name for your API key. I just typed Brave_API. Then click on this add button here. We can see the new API key has been created here. Now click on this copy button to copy the API key. Now let us go back to n8n canvas. Then click on this expression option. Then make sure you type in the Brave_API_key followed by equal sign and then paste your API key here. Once you paste your API key here, click on this save button. You will see a message credential successfully created here. Now you can click on this X to close this window. In the tool description field, we have selected set automatically option, and in the operation field, make sure it is set to list tools option. The configuration for this node is complete now. Click on this back to canvas button. Once you are in the canvas, click on this 3 dots and select this duplicate option. Then connect this tool here and double click on the tool to open it up. In the operation field, click on this drop down box and select execute tool this time. Here you can copy paste the same parameter that we have given earlier for the Firecrawl MCP server. In the tool parameters field, we will let the model define the parameters. So click on this button to fill the field. We now completed the execute tool node configuration. Click on this back to canvas button. Then click on this save button to save your workflow. Make sure to click this save button frequently to save your workflow, as the changes are not automatically saved. If you need help building automated lead generations, setting up cold email machines for your marketing campaigns, please reach out to me. If you found this video useful, please like, share, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know in the comment section if there is any specific topic you want to be covered. Bye until next video.